This is my stack of everything that I am using in 2024 to manage my life and to try to keep it somewhat organized and to hopefully help me continue to move forward in my YouTube journey, my personal life, and yes, this involves coffee. Loads and loads of coffee. So let's just take a quick look at what I have here, and then we'll dig in deeper and I'll talk about how I use all of them. First, of course, my phone. My phone, my computer are things that I have to use, but my phone I use much more for the organizing side. The computer I use more for the editing side, and today's video is about the organization side, okay? So my phone comes in handy. Then I have this adorable sticky pad, then we have a weekly eats, weekly meal planner. Then I just have a plain old notebook, normally lined notebook. Then I have my Erin Condren planner, and I'm so excited to talk about this one a little bit more in just a few minutes. Then I have this planner, so using this, but not as a planner. Then I have this planner. Yes, that's right, I said planner 3 times. Remember, one I'm not using as a planner. This one I am. So I have 2 actual planners that I'm using as a planner. And those are the things that I am using to organize my life this year. All right, that's the end of the video. I'm just joking. Of course I'm gonna open things up and show you what I'm doing with all of them. First, we're gonna talk these 2 planners. Now, I'm not going to, in this video, go through the differences and thoughts on each of these. I am just going to show you how I'm using them. If you want videos on that, let me know. I'm a planner girly. I used to use exclusively Erin Condren planners, which is what this is, and then I took several years break from them because, let's be honest, they're not cheap. And I wanted to make sure there wasn't something better out there. Well, this year, after many years away, I finally came back to the Erin Condren planners, and I didn't know that they changed the paper before I ordered it, and I'm not sure yet my thoughts on that. Yeah, so if you're an Erin Condren girly, you've been using planners for years and you're there for the change, what are your thoughts? Let me know below. But for today, we're just talking about how I'm using these planners. This planner is set up with, of course, your year at a glance type thing, and then it is set up with your, I'm just flipping to random month, with your monthly view, and I love that these are kind of bigger blocks. And then it is set up with like some notes so that you can kind of plan out a little bit for that month. And then each week, this is the one that I picked. I like that this is set up like this. I have tried an hourly, I have tried other styles, and this is the style I keep coming back to. Another change that I will note is that they actually put these separations in here. If those have been there for several years and you're like, that's always been there, that just tells you how far back it's been since I had my last one. Okay, so how am I using this planner? So this planner is going to be a mixture of personal life and YouTube life. And let me explain. So the calendar set up like this is going to be how I'm going to plan personal life. So personal appointments, appointments for my children, vacation planning. Vacation planning. Is anybody taking vacations yet, or are we still surviving? This is personal life. So any appointments, anything that's not YouTube related will go on this part of this planner. But then, oh, and then this part is also going to be personal life, personal goals, family goals, kids goals, stuff like that. But then when you move into the weekly view, that's where this planner is going to become a combo planner for me. So the reason why I like this setup is because I like block scheduling my life. If you don't know what block scheduling is, instead of scheduling by the hour for your life, or instead of just being like a to-do list and you're able to figure it all out time-wise in your head, I am somebody who works best when I remember to block schedule my life. And this helps me. I work on my YouTube stuff in the mornings, and that is my morning block schedule. So in this block, I would be writing such as how many videos I'm filming that day, or if I have different projects that are due, I would write that in here, or if I have different notes that aren't in my other YouTube planner, everything related to that morning block schedule would go in here. And for me, that is majority wise YouTube related, my business related. Okay, then I have this here. This one is kind of my floater block. Sometimes it is strictly afternoon, so after the lunch hour. Sometimes it's a little bit of the morning and the afternoon. Sometimes it's a little bit later in the afternoon and into the evening, but it's kind of my middle of the day. And for me, that is stuff related to appointments outside of the home, errands, homeschooling my kids, and most of my chores, as well as the start, most of the time, of dinner, meaning the starting of thinking about dinner. Then I have my evening block. This is always my evening/night block. And this, for me, is where I'm actually actively cooking the dinner. Sometimes there's more chores. Sometimes that's where some of the school stuff falls because maybe we had more appointments during the afternoon block. And then it's fun stuff, not life progressing, but personal life progressing, such as, time with friends, or seeing a movie with the kids, or playing games with the kids. Stuff like that is what you will normally find here. Now, that doesn't mean I don't do YouTube work in these two blocks. It just means that this is my designated block time for YouTube work. And if the other stuff that I have done here opens up some time, I might go back and work a little bit more from my YouTube block. Or if in the evening we've kind of spent some good family time together and maybe I have a couple extra hours and I feel like I'd rather progress more on my YouTube life than maybe watching a show by myself, then I would do that there. Now, this little section down here, years and years ago, I used to use for my meal planning. Now I don't use it for that, and it's kind of become additional notes. So that's how I'm using my Erin Condren planner for this year. Let's move on to the one I'm deeming my strictly YouTube planner. So we know that the Erin Condren planners are not cheap. In fact, I was not going to buy one this year, even though I've been saying for years, I need to just go back to it. I was looking for some planners and then I found this one at Sam's Club, originally for $11.36. When I scanned it, and then it ended up being $5 and something. And I was just gonna make this my combo planner. And I was showing it to my husband, and he knew that I was considering getting the Erin Condren again this year. And he just was like, no, go get your Erin Condren planner. Just do it. I will buy it for you. Just do it. So that's why I have an Erin Condren this year, because otherwise I would not have one this year. But this planner now doesn't have to have dual purpose, and I'm actually really happy for that. So first off, this is a bigger planner than the Erin Condren. Here is your size comparison. So it's definitely a bigger one. So it's not one I'll be taking places with me, but it's thinner than the Erin Condren. The paper, I really like. I'm actually kind of impressed by this, even though I'm not a fan of this. Like, I am a fan of the size for my current purpose, but if it was going to hold the dual purpose, I wouldn't buy this. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to give reviews on this. Let's just open it up and see. Again, I'm going to open to a later but random calendar month. So this one has giant, I love the size of this. So the way that this planner is laid out is it has this right here as your every month. So every month, so here's November, the very next page is December, and it has your calendar months set up like that. But then further in the book, it has your weekly. Personally, that's annoying because if November's here, then I have to go all the way back still going to like here for the beginning of November. So I have to add tabs to this still. That is a project I'm hoping to do soon, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But I want to tab each month and color coordinate it. How am I using this? So I'm using this as my YouTube slash business planner. That means that on this calendar view, I will be writing in all of the videos that I for sure am going to be doing. Now, on this notes section, this is where every month I keep a running of video ideas that I have. And then as I use those ideas, I cross them out and leave them there. But then I can look back at previous months. If I need a video idea, let's say this is almost all filled in for all the dates I want to do videos, but I have one open date. And I'm like, okay, well, what video am I going to go there? And I don't really know. Well, guess what? I can go to a previous month's notes, looks at what's not crossed out, and pick a video that I feel goes well for that month or that goes well for my recent videos that I've been doing in that area, or maybe something completely different to, you know, just throw a wrench in everything. I try my best to do videos that I know are going to get views, but more importantly, are videos I want to do. Because if it's a video I do not want to do at all, or maybe it's a video I do not feel like doing this month, but I will gladly do it a different month, I'm not going to do it this month because the viewers will feel and sense that almost dread, and that's just not cool. So that's how I'm using this section. Then when you go to, I'm just going to go to May. When you go to this view, how I'm using this is mostly YouTube still, but just a smidgen personal. Okay, so the YouTube section of this is going to be here. So let's say I have a video scheduled for Monday the 13th, and it's not like a video that I'm doing every month, so maybe I'm doing some research. I will jot down notes, either notes of things I want to make sure to talk about, or things that I need to make sure to edit into my video, or sometimes if I don't have any notes before videoing, I will make notes as I'm videoing to be like, oh, in editing, I want to do this. And that's how I'm going to use this section. But then on the bottom section here, this checklist, I haven't quite figured out the best way of how I'm going to use it. I might end up not using it. Same with this little dot section. I don't know. But this right here, this water tracking, I've been tracking that. That's where that little bit of personal life comes in, because some days I'm great with drinking water, and other days it's like, oh, I haven't had anything to drink all day. So I have actually been using that. And because this is open with me most days, at least during the week, this has been a very helpful spot for it to be. Okay, the next planner that I use is this Weekly Eats meal planner. Now, this has been life-changing for me. Absolutely life-changing. I am able to write down my menu every week, and it gets ripped off. And as I'm writing it down, on this side, I'm writing my grocery list. Now, it's not double-sided as far as the lines go, but I just make it double-sided. This has been so helpful for me. I don't know why doing it like this versus other ways that I've done it that are similar in different planners and different things. I don't know why this particular format has changed my life. I still will put grocery lists in my phone sometimes. This is the majority of the way I go for meal planning. So I'll have my meal planning list, and then in my phone, I will have like different snacks that we need, or toiletries or other things. This list is strictly based on this dinner list alone. And doing that has seriously made it so much easier for me to plan meals. I don't understand the science behind why this has worked so much better for me, but it just has. So if you are struggling with meal planning, maybe look into something like this. This one's from Santa Barbara Design Studio. I bought this at like a boutique shop. I'm sure you could find this or something similar almost anywhere. If I find this like on Amazon or something, I will make sure to link it for you. The next thing I use to plan out my day is the sticky pad. Okay, this is a Post-it notes today's top 3, and this I don't use every day, but I use it on those days that either I don't feel good, I have way too much on my plate and I'm getting overwhelmed and anxiety is starting. Just the days where my brain is just going everywhere and it's flowing with the ideas, but I can't seem to focus, and just having the block schedule isn't enough. So this is used on the days where I need some extra support and able to stay on track. And what I will do is I will look at the plan that I had for the day, and I will pick the top 3 things that must be done. Sometimes it is one from the morning block, one from the afternoon block, one's from the evening block. Other days, it's all from the morning block. Like, let's say if I was sick and I really slacked on all of my YouTube stuff, this whole thing might be YouTube stuff. Or maybe the kids and I are working on a school project and we just really need to get it done. Maybe this will all be that. Whatever that day's absolute priority is, I will pick 3. Making it in a smaller little thing for the day is a lot less overwhelming. And then sometimes I will get going and I will do all 3, and it'll still be morning and I will feel like, oh, I can absolutely do more. And I'll try for a second 3. The other thing I use to organize my life is my phone. I use 2 apps on the phone for this. One is the calendar app, but I put appointments only. So like things that I need to make sure that I get to. But then I also will sometimes put notes about those appointments in here. So like if we had a doctor appointment and there needs to be a follow-up and it needs to be made later down the road, or there was something said at the appointment that I want to make sure to remember, I will actually go in and edit the appointment and add my note there, so that when, a few months down the road, I decide, oh, what was it the doctor said that day? I can go look at that appointment. It is definitely used much more personal life, and I don't add things such as my daily tasks. The next app that I use in here all the time is the Notes app. And the Notes app I don't use in an organization way as far as planning my day. I use it to plan out sometimes my ideas. Sometimes when I'm out and about, maybe a kid is in an appointment and my mind just starts going with ideas, I'll write them down. Or if I have a video that I want to be a little bit more scripted, I will go into that Notes and I will type it all out. That's also how I pre-type out like book reviews. So lately I've been really into reading and posting those reviews, and I will pre-type it out in my notes so that I can wait a couple days to post it, so that I can go back to that review, see if I like the way I worded it, see if I still fully agree with it, see if I maybe need some punctuation changes and stuff like that. So as you can tell, we've moved away from our planning as far as our schedules go, and we've moved into more planning like YouTube videos and planning like ideas and stuff like that. And that is where these last 2 products come in. So these 2 products are used not for planning day stuff, not for schedules, but ideas and how to make them come to life. So this first one, if I can open to one that I didn't write on. I didn't write on this one. So this one is an actual planner. I was gifted this by somebody who knows me well enough to know that I love planners, and they thought I would really like this one. And there are parts of this planner that I absolutely love, but there are parts that I do not enjoy. If the person who gifted this to me is watching, I still loved that you gifted this to me, because it has actually become so useful, but not as a planner. Okay, so the actual calendar dates like this worked fine, worked just like normal. So I used it like I did before, but this is for last year's. And so like towards the end of the year, I stopped using this whole section. Instead, I used, oh goodness, let me find a week I didn't write in. Okay, this one's the least written in, so I will just go like that. So I used this section for YouTube. Now, this week wasn't filled in because we had a big life thing that happened, and honestly I didn't know YouTube. So what I did for this was I kind of did my block scheduling, even though this was set up as an hourly. That's how I was able to make it work, but it's not how I'm continuing to make it work. So in the very back of the book, there are so many pages of this. I think it's considered dot grid, and I fell in love with this style for the purpose of tracking my usage goals. So last year I did the deck of panning and I tracked them all. I wrote out when it came, what product it was, what my goal was, and then I just colored in everything as I went and as I got uses. And that is how I'm continuing to track everything this year. Now this one is the Star Wars one, and I have it kind of noted in my phone for my tracking currently because I haven't finished drawing it out, but you can kind of see here it says Star Wars. It's gonna have the colors, it has all the products and the goals. I just have to finish making all these boxes so I can actually start coloring it in. So that is how I'm continuing to use this, and there's still so many pages left in this, so I'm gonna get some good use out of this. And then once it's finished, once this is gone, I need to find a dot grid journal because this is perfect for my project pans. So that's how I'm using this planner for that. Okay, if you want a review on this specific planner, let me know. And finally, I have just a notebook. There is nothing special about this notebook. I mean, it's kind of special that it has like a annoying band that I almost never use. So there's not many pages left in this. I will be needing a new one soon, but it is just a normal lined notebook that is smaller than like a planner or anything. So it's easy for me to take with me if like I'm in the middle, if I've got these ideas, they're storming out of me and I know exactly how I want to do them, and I want to jot it down like a almost like a script-ish. I don't script most of my videos, but sometimes I'll make an outline. This is what this is for. Or sometimes I will use this as a brain dump of ideas that I have that I'm not sure I want to fully go through with, but I want to kind of get these ideas in my head so that I can move on with my life. That's how I use this notebook, and I will be needing another one soon because I have maybe 10 pages left in this. Those are the things I'm using.